Another day in New York City, another tax, another fee, another attempt to squeeze New Yorkers. How many times are we going to protest? How many times? Do you know what kind of fee we are talking about? $21, maybe $27 per car. How will it affect hard-working families, small businesses, drivers? I don't have a car. I use Subway every single day. But I also advise MTA to look at this budget and also advise governor and legislature not to raise MTA budget every time. This is not the solution of MTA problem. That's another problem for New Yorkers. It will squeeze people to pay so much money just to enter Manhattan. And don't get me wrong, I love Manhattan. But I live in Brooklyn. I represent South of Brooklyn. And I'm sick and tired of creating outer boroughs like Brooklyn, like Queens, like the Bronx, like outer boroughs, outside. We're going to punish New Yorkers with this congestion pricing. It will be cemetery of cars outside of Manhattan, killing everybody. It will be bad for environment. It will be bad for neighborhoods around Manhattan. It will be bad for business, for drivers, and it will not bring $1 billion to MTA. Absolutely not. Look at London. It did not bring the intended revenue. The best way to fix MTA is to look at the bloated bureaucracy. Is to look at how they manage billions of dollars. And to warn governor and the legislature not to raise budget of MTA. So, no to congestion, no to another tax, no to another fee. Thank you so much.
I don't know if Councilmember Holden is here yet. I don't see him. Is he here? No, okay. So I'll hold the spot for him. Next up, I'd like to introduce a gentleman who is the co-publisher of New York Truck Stop and NewYorkTruckStop.com. His name is Arthur Miller. He's here to speak about how this impacts trucks.
Yes! Go Arthur!
Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for being here today. The MTA has never had a handle on running a business, but to those who make deliveries and service calls, they have to. They must in order to survive. The current congestion pricing plan shows no respect for the sacrifices and costs that businesses, small and large, must make to keep us housed, clothed, and fed. We're in the midst of a disappointing and sluggish return from COVID, yet the MTA keeps pushing a $15 billion debt scheme based on pre-COVID projections and pre-COVID interest rates. The $15 billion note will have to be repaid, even if traffic volumes diminish. That will fall most harshly on the truckers who have no travel alternatives. They cannot take the subway. It's a cost of doing business, they say. But those who operate trucks in their businesses, from florists to FedEx, from plumbers to UPS, they will have to absorb those costs or simply pass them on to the customers. Costs for goods and services are already sky high in Manhattan. $7 for a can of soup in Murray Hill. The cost of goods and services contribute to discouraging people to return to Manhattan. Many firms that use trucks in their businesses make multiple trips in and out of the central business district each day. The MTA and the panel have not yet committed to whether commercial firms will be charged once a day or for every trip. Many of them are based outside the CBD, in Brooklyn, Queens, and the Bronx. These firms employ thousands of people. The current plan shows no respect for the thousands of people that work in commercial deliveries and services. And neither do these people trying to drown us out. It's not sustainable. And it's also not helping our economy. It's not equitable either. Tolls, by their nature, are regressive. The owner of the Bentley is charged the same as the owner of the beat-up Chevy. The current plans to charge truckers for more than ordinary cars is ridiculous. In one scenario, they want to charge truckers as much as $82 a trip. but every penny of congestion pricing revenues will be spent on the subways, running a new high-tech tolling system and debt service. Not a penny is scheduled to be spent on maintenance for the roads or improving roads and bridges. That's both inequitable and taxation without representation. We're trying to regrow New York. Why would you grit the stream of commerce that feeds and clothes us and houses us? Our elected leaders talk about transparency, but we see through them. The real estate industry, which largely controls the MTA and the Orwellian-named traffic mobility review board that's going to set the rates, is all designed to keep them profitable while their speculative investments crash. It's outrageous to even think that of subsidizing that industry while the hardworking men and women of New York, especially for those who have no transportation alternatives, have to pay for it. Governor Hochul, members of the legislature, send congestion pricing back to the drawing board.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. Much appreciated. Thank you, sir. We have next up. I might want to point out, after Manhattanite, we don't have much support from our local elected officials. We have help from people, Republicans, Democrats like we do today, from all over the city and all over the region, but not Manhattan. And you know what? If they're not going to represent us, we might have to find some new representatives. To that effect, I'd like to introduce one of the 8 potential city council candidates that's running. This one is Susan Lee. She's a candidate in the New York 1st City Council District, which is essentially downtown. All right, Susan Lee, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Susan Lee, and I'm running for City Council in District 1 in Lower Manhattan. I represent Chinatown, which is a vital part of New York City's cultural fabric, and is unique in that not only is it a place where residents live, it is also a tourist attraction. But we have also seniors who live there, and our families come down to Chinatown to bring their parents to see their doctors, which will cost them more money for working class New Yorkers. Don't be fooled. It is not congestion pricing. It is a congestion tax on the working class who can barely make ends meet right now. Eggs are $8 a carton. It is ridiculous, and we need to get a handle on the situation. We need to fix the MTA. We need to audit the MTA. We are tired of the waste. If this congestion tax goes through, Chinatown and Lower Manhattan will be done. No one will come and utilize and visit our city. We need to make sure that congestion tax do not go forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan Lee. Much appreciated. I would like to point out, good job, Susan. Thank you. You might notice that we're representative of New York City here. This is the tapestry that is New York. That is not. Okay? They came here to drown us out. We're not going to take that. No way. I would introduce a co-founder of the Asian Wave Alliance. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew, and thank you, everybody. My name is Dong Hui Zhang. I'm a Queen's resident. That's not a democracy. I'm a Queen's resident. I have a full time going to downtown Manhattan, go to school there. I live in Queens. I work in Midtown Manhattan. I take subway to work every day. On my side, we come every day 6 times in the morning to take the train to go to school. So even though the subway is not always on time, it's always delayed, many times delayed, and sometimes we extend it's not clean and it doesn't have good coverage to every corner of the city. We still take the subway. Why? Because car, we all know, is expensive and Manhattan is congested. I would say no one wants to drive if the subway is convenient, clean, but we still take the subway. But sometimes we cannot. We have to drive. When my child is sick, he's late for school. I have to drive him to school. When he works in the line, when he has performance in the school, he leaves late at 10 o'clock. I have to go to pick up him. When my wife works in the weekend, we have to come here. When we have visitors, we want to come to Manhattan, we have to drive them. So, and I cannot drive the car with the fare of $23. That's just too much. That's unacceptable. $23, I cannot afford that. Yes, our city is congested, but how do you solve the congestion? I think the city is supposed to have enough people, enough cars to come. It's like a person. If you eat, if your stomach cannot digest, you go to the doctor, you take some pills, fix your stomach. Your doctor soon tell you, oh, usually you eat 3 meals, now you eat 1 meal per day. So that's digestion. That's not the way to solve the congestion crisis. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you, Mabel Line, for being so supportive, standing up for the rights of everyday New Yorkers. You know what? There are a few groups out here, obviously, that don't want to have us hurt. And they went online and they said, we have to drown these people out. Are we going to be drowned out? No! Hell no is the answer to that. Thank you very much. And where do these people come from? Riders Alliance, Open Plan, Transall. You know who funds Transall? You know where their money is coming from? Their money is coming from Uber, from Lyft, from Terra Mobility, that says that their business plan is congestion pricing. They want their money. That's their growth plan, Terra Mobility. Bottom line is, we're not going to let them drown us out. We're sick of not being heard. What we got right now is another candidate for city council, another potential replacement, Rachel Bradshaw from New York City 14th and the Bronx.
Hello everyone. So my name is Rachel Bradshaw and I'm running to assist Polina Sanchez who supports this progressive congestion pricing tax. Charging low and middle income commuters from the Bronx who live in transit deserts as much as $23 to commute to work in Midtown is reprehensible. In addition, thousands of cars and trucks will detour into the South Bronx to save money, which will increase air pollution in neighborhoods already suffering high rates of asthma. Congestion pricing is a bad idea and it will hurt Bronxites the most. I oppose the congestion pricing tax because we deserve better. I am a different kind of Democrat and I'm running to restore sanity and common sense on the city council. Say no to the congestion pricing tax.
Thank you, Rachel. That was fantastic. Next up, we have a candidate from, where are we now? From the Bronx! Bronx! Before we get to, Bernadette Ferreira. All right, very good. Right before we get to her, can I just get one chant here of X Tax? X the tax! 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 X the tax!
congestion price. That's it. Get out of here. Whoa. All right. This tax on commuters will devastate the city's struggling post-COVID economy and hamper the efforts to get workers back into Manhattan. Why is... What? Okay, thank you. Why is this financial burden being imposed on Bronxites who work in Manhattan? Why is that? Midtown traffic is mostly congested of timeshare vehicles, yellow cabs, and not private cars. But pushing this tax for higher isn't the answer. It's not the answer. That's not the answer either. Okay? The cost of rideshare and yellow cabs, it's going to prohibit everything. It's going to make Bronxites who have 2 fare zones in a transportation desert. This will not work for anybody. It should never have been revived. It got killed in the de Blasio administration, and it should not have been brought up again. As a different kind of Democrat, I believe that elected officials are supposed to work for their constituents and what they want, and not for something like this that is not going to benefit us. Thank you. And by the way, I am the first female chair of Community Board 11. I deal with street activity permits, and the cops should know this is illegal. They should be almost 200 feet away. They should be across the street, not here. They did not take out a permit. Number 1, enforce the darn law. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Is there an Isaiah Vega here? There we go. Isaiah Vega stepping up from Cypress Hill, Bushwick, Brownsville, East New York. Thank you, and that's New York City Council District 37. Please say hello to Isaiah Vega. Hello, my name is Isaiah Vega. I am a Republican, a conservative, and a Medical Freedom Party candidate running in District 37. I am here today to oppose congestion pricing, much like you are. Now, over the last 3 years, we've seen how the government has overreached on our rights and our freedoms, and congestion pricing is basically, an extension of that. And so, we have here today a bipartisan coalition of Democrats and Republicans from the State Assembly, from the City Council, and even in Congress that have opposed congestion pricing. Now, I want to make this brief, I want to ask Governor Hope, when will you stop attacking working families with congestion pricing? When will you stop disrupting our supply chain by congestion pricing, making goods more expensive for businesses? Why are you making the lives of New Yorkers harder? I ride the subway. I have some sentiments with the people behind us, but they are not offering solutions, they're just protesting. And so we must audit the MTA, we must oppose congestion pricing. Because if congestion pricing passes, this city will continue to delve into obscurity, it will continue to delve into chaos. And so I am running to oppose congestion pricing and standing here with many of my colleagues who are Republicans and also working across the aisle with Democrats. Thank you for coming out today, and let's end congestion pricing! Yay! Thank you very much, Isaiah. Next up, we have a speaker representing the Black Institute. Speaker's name is Jacob Scup. Jacob, please come on up. Thank you, sir. By the way, loud does not equal better. Although I'm pretty loud, so maybe it does. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jacob Scott, representing the Black Institute. We're a racial justice action tank, a big tank that takes action. We're here today because we recently released a report called Just Call It a Black and Brown Toll. It's about the racial implications of congestion pricing. What do we find? People of color, communities of color, will be hurt by congestion pricing. Over 90% of all the FHV drivers, all of the taxi cabs, all of the Ubers, all the lists, they are people of color. Congestion pricing will kill those jobs. The Black Institute, we believe in finding policy that works for everyone, not just for a specific set. Congestion pricing will only benefit one particular institution, the MTA. We are not against fixing our subways. We are not against public transit. But the current form of congestion pricing, it will hurt communities of color. The Black Institute is against any form of congestion pricing that will hurt communities of color. Otherwise, this is just another black and brown toll in a city that frankly has no right to impose such tolls on its communities. Thank you.
Thank you very much, the Black Institute. Much appreciated. I'd like to call up Shannon Phipps if she's here. Shannon? Shannon, you here? Shannon. Okay. We'll skip Shannon for now. Is Allie Ryan here? Where's Allie? Come on over, Allie. Allie is running in the 2nd district, which is what? Stuytown? No, that's out of Stuytown. Lower East Side. East Village. Greenwich Village. Gramercy. Gibbs Bay. Half of Manhattan, basically. And mostly in the zone, if not entirely. There you go, Allie. Thank you.
Yes. Hello. My name is Allie Ryan. I'm running for City Council to represent District 2. All of Council District 2, which encompasses all the neighborhoods that Andrew just mentioned, are entirely in the proposed Central District zone. I took the stance to oppose congestion pricing because blue-collar workers living on the Lower East Side speak to me when I've been petitioning and when I've been campaigning. And they say, we work the graveyard shift. We work odd hours of the day. We work in transportation deserts in the outer boroughs. We have to drive to carry our tools. We don't want to come home and pay to return home. This is class warfare against the working class, fixed income, and low-income residents of Manhattan. Everything you read from the MTA does not talk about how this plan will affect residents of Manhattan. I'm here to testify as a witness that it does. It affects not just the residents, but the small business owners, because they're bringing in goods. They're traveling into our neighborhood. When congestion pricing, we already have inflation, but the prices are going to go up. I am an avid bicyclist. I do bicycle every day. I'm teaching my children to bicycle on the streets of Manhattan. But we also know, because of e-bikes and e-scooters and mopeds and motorcycles, the bike lanes are scary because they're traveling at 30 miles per hour. It is unrealistic to say you should bicycle. Cars are needed in the city. And finally, I just want to reiterate that this actually falls on City Council. They have created congestion in our city. Yes. They cut down over 500 mature 80-year-old trees in East River Park this past year. They're responsible for the decline in our air quality. They turned my neighborhood into an environmental justice area. Removing cars isn't going to solve that. and our elected officials and tell them that this affects all of us and that they need to take responsibility for the policies that they create, such as chopping down mature trees, such as creating special bike lanes, such as creating the restaurant sheds, the open streets. That's what creates congestion. They need a better DOT to redesign our streets. Thank you.
Thank you, Ellie. You know, one big problem I have with congestion pricing is that it rewards poor management by the MTA and transfers responsibility for that poor management and for fare beaters and toll evaders to honest people like us who have license plates and licenses. The MTA is looking for money, but the question is, where's the $15 million they got from the federal government? If they want to find money, they can find $144 million that is going over every bridge and tunnel that they manage, and they manage not to collect the toll. They can find $500 million in fare evasion in the subways and the buses. 31.5% of every single person that rides a bus rides it for free because they're an evader. Boo is right. The MTA had over $800 million in overtime in the first 3 quarters of 2022, and they had that running at 70% capacity. Imagine they're actually at full capacity. Now they want the payroll mobility tax increased. They want the casino money. Where does it end? All I'm saying is, enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. I'd like to bring up my next